I'm very excited to be joined here on Primetime Local News by Dr. Danielle Gannett from Violet Eyes Optometry here in Lloydminster. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And it's a big topic we're talking about. We're kind of starting a little series here talking about eye health, and we're focusing on children first of all. Kids have been back to school for a little bit now, and you know, keeping up with your eye health is important, and parents maybe don't know when they should be taking their kids to the eye doctor. So what's a good time for them to start?
Especially once we're in school, children should be checked once a year. We want to make sure that they're seeing as best as possible, that their eyes are working well together. And we even start doing eye exams as young as 6 to 9 months of age. At that first baby eye exam, it doesn't matter if they're verbal or they can tell us what they're seeing. We have a lot of different lights and lenses that we use to make sure basically everything's developing on track. So after that first eye exam, again around age 6 to 9 months, we typically start annual eye exams around age 3, and your kids should definitely get checked out before they start school.
And 80% of learning in classroom, I saw that stat, is visual. So it's really important that you give your kids the leg up and that they're not kind of going to be falling behind with an issue maybe you don't even know about.
Exactly. A lot of learning is visual, and it's not just glasses. Our brain controls so much of our vision, and there are a lot of different skills that we look for in an eye exam. How well your eyes work together, how well your eyes can focus up close, if they can look quickly far away. You have to be able to see here, you have to look up at the board and take in all your surroundings.
Now, for young kids in kindergarten going to school, there's a program in Alberta called I See, I Learn. Talk to me a little more about what this is, because it's going to be helpful for parents for their kids if they need glasses.
Yeah, all kindergarten students at some point in the year should get a pamphlet sent home from their teacher about the I See, I Learn program. It's a program that was developed to help with the cost of eyewear if a child is starting in kindergarten and they need glasses. Kids in kindergarten can get one free pair of glasses that year while they're in school. So even if they already have another set of glasses and you know they need a pair, they're eligible for a free pair, or if it's their first pair, just to help parents with getting their kids into the best vision that they can have.
That's awesome, and it's this is for any kindergarten kid in Alberta?
Yes, and Saskatchewan has a program as well.
Perfect, so if they come into Violet Eyes, that'll
if they have a form from their school, or we have forms at our office as well.
Now talk to me a little bit about maybe tips for parents to ensure that their kids are not, doing things that are going to be hurting their eyes and stuff like that. What kind of things should they keep in mind for their eye health? Well,
we hear the big scary word screen time all the time, blue light, and it's hard to know what's the right thing to do. At school even, our kids are exposed to so much screen time, so it's hard as a parent to know what's appropriate. We typically recommend as optometrists that children try to spend as much time outside as possible. We recommend trying to spend about 2 hours outside every day. Now obviously where we live, that's a little bit harder certain times of the year, but recess counts. It doesn't have to be all at once. The less time our parents allow their children to spend on screens up close is good as well. The more time we spend on screens, our eyes kind of get locked into this focusing system, and kids we've seen over the past few years are just becoming more and more nearsighted. So if we can try to reduce device time to shorter amounts of time and take frequent breaks from those devices and spend more time outside.
Yeah, because everything's good in moderation, but when you're spending the whole evening on it, obviously in the dark and stuff, that's going to have an impact. Blue light glasses, do those help?
They can help with some people. It's not really evident that they're not causing that blue light causes permanent damage, but it can definitely cause some eye strain just with how our eyes are feeling if we're on a device for a long period of time.
Now, we were talking before we started this panel too about some ways that Violet Eyes offers for people to kind of slow down how maybe nearsighted they're getting or how their prescription is changing over time. Can you kind of share a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So when I was a kid, I got glasses in kindergarten, and then every year of school, my eyes got worse and worse and worse. And I'm sure a lot of parents that happened to them as well. It's a condition known as myopia or nearsightedness. You can see up close very well, but without glasses, things far away are very, very blurry. Myopia gets worse when our eyes grow. Children's eyes are rapidly growing. And we see in nearsighted kids that their eyes grow way faster than they should. when I was a kid, there was nothing we could do to slow that down, but now there is. We have a device that can measure the length of the eyeball at our office to determine which kids' eyes are growing faster than they should. And there are certain methods we can use in specialty glasses, specialty contacts, or specialty eye drops that can actually slow down that growth of the eyeball. So if your kid's a -1, for example, and they are changing 3 clicks on the dial every year, maybe we can slow it down so that they only change maybe 1 and reduce the amount that their prescription will be when they're older. Higher prescriptions are at a lot higher risk of retinal disease and vision loss when you're 50, 60, 70. And a key intervention can happen at age 5, 6, 7 to prevent that later in life.
And this is something that's relatively new, but it's already showing positive signs.
Yeah, the glasses have been around for a long time. It's just we're so slow to kind of be like, is this for real? Is this actually going to work? And we've been using the glasses for a few years in our clinic now, and we've been super, super happy with the results.
That's good. Now, it's important, you know, if parents are at home and their kids have been going to school for about a month now, maybe they can talk to them and see kind of how things are going, make sure they get that appointment.
This kind of first teacher interview as well, that's usually when things come to light. So that might be a couple months from now. So ask your kids, you know, can you see the board? What if you're sitting at the back of the classroom? Is it easy to see? Is it hard to see? Because kids will sometimes be like, yeah, it's fine. But if you don't ask specific questions, you don't know.
Well, and that's what we were talking about a little beforehand too, is if you're used to not being able to see things as far away, maybe you can't really clue in of, hey, I might need glasses, I'm having a little bit of an issue here. So it's important to ask those kind of supporting questions.
Yeah, exactly. Kids might not know that you should be able to see the leaves on the tree from far away. It shouldn't just look like a blob, you know?
Finally, I wanted to ask about Violet Eyes. 10 years here in Lloydminster. It's crazy to think about that on October 19th, celebrating that anniversary with a sale as well. What's planned for that?
Yeah, we're really excited. Violet Eyes has been around now for 10 years. I've been there for 5. So to have a big customer appreciation for our 10-year anniversary, we're having a trunk show, which means we're having a bunch of frame reps come in with their whole frame lines. All our frames will be 50% off. There'll be a big sale all day long. So we're really looking forward to having people come check that out.
Perfect. Congratulations on those 10 years as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in today, Danielle.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. It was great talking with you.
You too.